Welcome to this explainer. I want you to imagine just for a moment that we're walking deep into the silent, temperature-controlled historical archives of NASA, past the moon rocks, past the Apollo schematics, and there, hidden away, we unearth a forgotten, massive architectural blueprint. It's a document that doesn't just detail some tiny, cramped metal tube out in space. Instead, it outlines an entirely different trajectory for the human race. It's a true testament to an era when our cosmic ambition was breathtakingly vast. So let's uncover exactly what's hidden inside these pages.
What if humanity's grandest cosmic future looked exactly like the past? I want you to think about that for a second. We've been conditioned by modern media to expect our future in deep space to look alien, sterile, and entirely divorced from the human experience as we know it today. But we're going to reveal a mathematically sound reality where the exact opposite was planned. Our journey today explores a vision of the future that is intimately, almost hauntingly familiar.
Section 1. A Forgotten 1975 Blueprint.
Section 2. Engineering the ONeillCylinder. 100,000 humans. I want you to just isolate that number in your mind. When top physicists and architects gathered in the summer of 1975, sponsored by NASA and Stanford University, this wasn't a plan for a crew of elite astronauts. This blueprint was designed to move 100,000 ordinary people. Families, workers, children, all moving into massive, floating orbital cities. That sheer population size instantly elevates this from a mere space station to a sovereign civilization.
Now, housing a population of that magnitude out in the cosmic void obviously required unprecedented engineering. The blueprint required two parallel megastructures. Picture two colossal metallic cylinders floating in the absolute silence of deep space. Each one of these cylinders measures an astounding 4 miles in diameter and stretches out to 20 miles of length. It's a scale that honestly defies standard human comprehension.
But in deep space, there is no gravity. So to solve this, the massive metallic cylinders were engineered to spin smoothly at exactly 1 rotation per minute. By rotating at this highly specific speed, the structure generated centrifugal force. This would seamlessly pull objects and people outward toward the outer hull, perfectly simulating Earth's gravity.
This megastructure actually has a name. It's known as the ONeillCylinder, named after Princeton professor Dr. Gerard K. O'Neill, who championed what was called the Island 3 concept. Imagine this colossal artifact floating permanently in the deep void right between the Earth and the Moon. It was designed as a totally self-sustaining metropolis, literally a metallic island in the dark ocean of space.
The mechanical genius of the interior is just as staggering as the exterior. The inside of the hull was split into 6 massive strips running that full 20-mile length. 3 of these strips were solid, soil-covered land meant for human habitation. The alternating 3 strips, they were monumental structural glass windows. To provide light, massive external metallic mirrors were hinged on the outside. These mirrors would mechanically open and close outside the glass, capturing natural sunlight and casting it across the interior landscape to perfectly simulate a natural 24-hour day and night cycle.
Section 3. Suburbia in the Stars.
The architects here made a highly deliberate psychological choice. They actively avoided creating a sterile, cold, white sci-fi environment. They also completely rejected the idea of a dark, metallic industrial wasteland. Instead, they designed these space cities to look exactly like the comfortable, earthy American suburbs of the mid-1970s.
Section 4. The warm, retro-futuristic aesthetic.
Imagine stepping out of a transport vessel and standing inside this space. You look around and you don't see metal bulkheads. You see winding residential cul-de-sacs and local cafes. And as you walk past the homes, you notice the materials. They're built using rich, warm cedarwood paneling. The designers wanted the reassuring, earthy texture of natural wood to surround the citizens, grounding them in an organic reality despite their location in the cosmos.
You'd also see walls of exposed brick seamlessly integrated into open-concept architecture. This was a very calculated aesthetic choice to provide visual weight and a sense of enduring, earthly permanence. It's tactile, it's deeply grounded, and it feels fundamentally like home.
The visual juxtaposition is incredibly striking. The interiors were decorated with earth-toned textiles and burnt orange accents. Inside, you have the absolute peak of cozy, warm 1970s decor, while right outside the hall lies the silent, freezing, infinite cosmic background. It's the warmth of humanity completely encapsulated against the void.
And the landscape itself was alive. Picture agricultural farming sectors meticulously arranged, and actual natural waterways, flowing rivers curving organically through the length of this metallic cylinder. It was an entire, thriving ecosystem meticulously transplanted into the stars. This brilliantly illustrates the sheer, mind-bending reality of the ONeillCylinder. Because it's a spinning tube, if you're a citizen standing on a lush green hill, you can look directly straight up into the sky. And thousands of feet above your head, you wouldn't see an empty atmosphere. You'd actually see your neighbor's suburban backyard and trees curving upside down, separated from you only by the gentle clouds floating in the central air column.
This unparalleled atmosphere really culminates in the local lounges. Imagine sitting there, surrounded by wood paneling, resting on an earth-toned chair. You sip your coffee, and as you look out through those monumental structural glass windows we talked about earlier, you watch the massive, brilliant blue Earth rotating silently in the deep cosmic background. It's an image of profound peace.
Section 5. The Economic Reality.
But we must wake up from the dream and crash back into reality. Because despite the physics and the science being entirely sound, there was an immovable object in the way. Back in 1975, the ambitious summer study was successfully completed, and all the math checked out perfectly. The fatal flaw was their financial assumption. The Stanford study assumed NASA's budget would just continue growing at its rapid post-Apollo rate. They also expected the upcoming space shuttle fleet to launch hundreds of times a year, which would make orbital transport incredibly cheap. But by the late 1970s, the global economy completely stalled out in a severe recession. Shuttle operations proved to be highly expensive and painstakingly slow. And in the face of all this, the political will required to fund multi-generational cosmic adventures just completely evaporated.
Section 6. A Tomorrow We Almost Built.
And so, this meticulously planned reality was quietly filed away into the historical archives by the late 1970s. It sits there today, in the dark, a silent testament to a warm, retro-futuristic tomorrow that humanity almost built. It's a monument to an era when scientists looked at the terrifying void of space and decided to fill it with cedar wood, exposed brick, and human life. We had the blueprint, we had the physics, but we lost the will. Looking at the sheer scale and the incredible ambition of the ONeillCylinder today, it leaves us with one haunting question. Are we still capable of dreaming this big?